Dear student, welcome to this session also again. So today we will discuss about this shielded metal arc welding process. In last session we discussed about that classification of welding based on the heat generation, and in that the arc welding we have discussed. And in arc welding there are a number of arc weldings like SMAW, that is shielded metal arc welding, SAW, submerged arc welding, plasma welding, tungsten inert gas welding, TIG, MIG. Then, in that case, we today discuss about this shielded metal arc welding process, that is SMAW. In exam also, it may be asked like SMAW with need sketch explain construction or a principal working of SMAW. In that case, we should remember this SMAW is nothing but shielded metal arc welding. Okay, so let's discuss about this. And this is a diagram, schematic diagram of shielded metal arc welding, where this electrode is there, coating is there on that electrode, and this arc generated by this heat is again there, and protecting gas, slag layer and solidified, and this is a workpiece. So this is a power supply again there. So basically how it work, or what is the principle behind this shielded metal arc welding? It uses a consumable electrode coated in a flux. This is the most important, that is coated in a flux. So electrode is there. What is the function of electrode? So electrode is one metal that can used as a filler metal for that welding, as well as here coating is made on that electrode. What is the function of that coating we'll discuss, and that is the major reason behind the shielded metal arc welding. So an electric arc is struck between the electrode and workpiece. So whenever that electrode come in contact, it will produce that arc, and that arc will be responsible for that melting the base metal. So what is this flux? The flux coating melts and create the shielding gas. As here two materials are there. That is, one is an electrode, and on that electrode this coating is there. So that is the flux. So flux coating is on that electrode. What will happen? Both will burn simultaneously. Electrode will produce that material, or that get consumable material, that get fill in the gap between that material or workpiece. That is a filler material. But what is the function of this coating? Its function of that coating or that flux is to produce the protecting gas or shielding gas. So the flux coating melts and create a shielding gas. So this is a gas layer. Okay, when that gas layer will be produced during the welding. So what is the function of that gas? That function of that shielding gas is to protect that welding zone from contamination of external gases. Okay, what is the again? The flux coating melts and create a shielding gas protecting the weld pool from atmospheric contamination. Okay, so that contamination should not make entry in the welding zone. For that, this gas or shielding gas is necessary. And how that produced? This can be produced by burning the flux that is coated on the electrode. Okay, then the molten flux also forms slag. So this molten flux, it get from the slag which solidified on the top weld. So this slag will be get solidifies on the top of that weld zone, and further protecting gas it on which must be removed after welding. So that's solidifying the slag, it should be removed after the welding. Okay, what is the key feature of this welding process? It is a simple. We always mostly use this welding process in most of the industries and workshops for welding those fabrications, and it is portable. We can make it movable, or can take it to the on the side whenever we require. Okay, so this is a basic principle behind the shielded metal arc welding. Basic difference or basic is what? Shielded metal. Metal is that is shielded gas is produced by the coating or flux coated on the electrode. This is a main hot or main important behind this shielded metal arc welding. Okay, so we'll discuss next arc welding in next session also. Thank you.